Kol Halal, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. And double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I definitely didn't have this video planned, but Spirit had it that it's coming out. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a dream I had. Hopefully it was a prophetic dream. I think it was a prophetic dream. So last night I had a dream about... Well, here, let me just start by prefacing this. I was going to make a video on how Esau uses, things to kick stuff off. Order out of chaos, order of Abkeo, right? Now, the dream that I had was a example of that, because I was inspired to do it by, of course, the Spirit, but the Spirit got on Elder Malcolm from the GMS Chicago camp, his video on, it was, they were using some technology to make people say what they didn't say. I'll put a link in the description. And I got inspiration off of that, because there are a couple things that I've seen, recently. I was going to link it up with something. Look, I'm still going to make the video, but I had to make this. So let me tell you about the dream. I was either in my house or I was at work. I don't really remember, but the news was on. And there was this, it was almost like breaking news. You know what I mean? They have that headline on the bottom of the screen. Black Hebrew Israelites rally in wherever. I don't even remember where it was, but it was in a big city. It was in a city, and they had the cameras on these people that were in, the middle of the street. The street was blocked off, making all this noise, screaming, yelling, they were protesting, right? So when that happened, I was teleported to that area. I was right there. I could see the news cameras, behind me. You know what I'm saying? I could see there was news all over. There were news stations all over the place. News. All these channels were there. So I was teleported there, instantly. And I saw these people. There were Moabites, Edomites, possibly confusion of face. I say possibly for a reason. I'll talk about that in a minute. So-called black people. Israelites were there. Who else? There. It was just people of every color, everybody was there. And there were in the group, in that group of so-called black Hebrew Israelites, they were in the middle of the street, right? So there was something off about them. Okay? You can tell that they weren't real. They weren't real brothers. They weren't, you could just tell, because one very telling thing was they had on fringes. They had on garments. You understand? They have fringes. Fringes weren't bordered in blue. And another thing, a lot of the males had lineups, fresh lineups too. That not only their head, but their beard and everything. And there were some that were barefaced as well. So right away I knew that someone was off. Someone was just what's up with these people? And the first thing I thought, these must be those social media lights, the ones that they do everything on social media, That was the first thing that I thought of. But until I saw this one thing, one of the Edomite girls, supposedly an Edomite, I don't know, possibly confusion of face, like I said, she was yelling at the top of her lungs. She was like, "You need to listen to us." And when she was yelling that, her face, like, it was almost like you could see the demon coming up out of her face. Like, it was her face, like, it was only for a split second too. Like, if you weren't looking right at her, you would have missed it. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't looking like dead at her, paying attention, you would have missed it. You can almost like see that shit morph her face and then turn back real quick. And when I saw that, I was like, what the hell? And that's when I knew something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know something was up, but then that kind of like confirmed that shit. So, I don't know why, but I started speaking Hebrew. And man, they all turned and looked at me. I wasn't even speaking it like that loud. I didn't even yell it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even yell it. I was just saying it to myself. You know what I'm saying? And they could still hear me. They looked right at me, and the look they gave me, it was just a look of scorn and, you know what I'm saying, like confusion. You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? You know what I mean? Did dude just speak Hebrew? Oh, hell no. You know what I mean? That's exactly what it was like. And to like my left, there were people like separate from the crowd. There was a crowd in the middle of the street, but there were people, gathered around watching. I saw somebody that I hadn't seen in years. Like, I haven't talked to that person in years. Like, since literally like a year out of high school, I hadn't talked to that dude. And literally the only thing I know about that dude is that he had a baby. That's it. He was there, and he said, I heard him say, wait till Apostle Tahar get a hold of him. I was like, wait, what did you just say? And I looked to him, and he didn't say anything else. He didn't even look at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't say anything else. He said it once, and that was it. And I just left him alone after that. I was like, how the hell did he know Apostle Tahar? And another thing, in front of that crowd of people in the middle of the street, they were like reporting on the news reporters that were around. They were reporting on how the riot police were there. You know what I'm saying? I saw the riot police. They had that little barricade thing. They have they got the shields that they have on their arms and stuff like that. They're getting ready to throw tear gas, all type of shit, those rubber bullets. You know what I mean? To try and disperse the crowd. But you can see it, and it was about to pop off real fast. You know what I'm saying? And another thing about their garbs, it was I don't know what was up with it. It was really weird. It almost looked like they had on paper bags and just cut slits at the top of them. You know what I mean? Very sloppily made garbs. And not that that matters, but it just looked weird. And what's crazy is that I say this in my videos a lot. Esau's getting sloppy. That was the first thing that came into my mind too. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, they really got him out here in the messed up garbs. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was the dream. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason I say I was inspired by Elder Malcolm's video is because those were obviously agents. You understand? It's just, and these are the people that we're going up against, really. There is basically like Hail Mary time for them. You know what I'm saying? They're desperate. And remember I said that there were people of like every nation in that crowd, and that's because there are people from every nation that are Israelites. You know what I'm saying? We're all scattered. You know what I'm saying? Confusion of face. That's why I said possibly confusion of face, or she just might be a damn agent as well. You know what I mean? trying to cater to those people. But yeah, they're gonna use our own people. You understand? Because what the scriptures say, man, brother against brother. You know what I mean? They're gonna use our own people against us, man. You know what I'm saying? And these people might actually be, they actually might know that they're Israelites, and they might actually be in the truth, but they sold out for a bag. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is Jude 1:4. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the grace of our power into lasciviousness, and denying the only Lord power, and our Lord Yahushai HaMashiach. Okay? Now, there are certain men crept in unawares. Those were the people that crept in unawares, you know what I'm saying? And other camps too, you know what I'm saying? But those are most definitely agents, man. And like I said, those riot police were there with the tear gas, you know what I'm saying, rubber bullets, all that stuff. They might have even had actual guns too. More than likely they had actual guns. And if you think for a second they wouldn't kill their own damn agents, the people that they've planted in Israel, you got another thing coming. They do that and more. You know what I'm saying? Those people think they're secure because they sold out to Esau. They think they will get a pass from the slaughter. They're rolling on every single Jake, man. They running on everybody. Damn, IUIC sold out with that 501c3 shit. They're gonna tell you you're Israelite, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? They rolling on their ass too. All these pastors that done sold out, got these jets and shit like that, they rolling on their ass too. Everybody. Okay? You know? And I got a couple more scriptures. It's just, you know, and those people, now look at this. There's Romans 9:6. Not as though the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. So yeah, they might have been Israel, but they're not the chosen. You understand? Those are the people that sold out, and blatantly sold out too. You know what I'm saying? There's a mishmash of fake and real. You know what I'm saying? That's what Esau does, man. They'll give you part of the truth, but they won't give you the whole thing. You know, so yeah, those might have been Israelites in the middle of the street, but why are they there in the first place? Where's that in the scriptures? I know it says to tell you to go on the highways and byways, but also tell you to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. You understand? And not be congregated together. And another thing that was odd about them, they didn't claim any camp whatsoever. They weren't a part of any camp. They were just a bunch of Israelites in the street. That's odd in itself. Because even ISUPK, when they were on the news, you knew it was ISUPK out there. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, God hates white people. You know what I'm saying? At least you knew it was them. You didn't know who these people were. They just came up out of nowhere. You know? And that was another thing. Yeah, man, you start getting sloppy. You know what I'm saying? You know, as for, you know, the dude I hadn't talked to in a while, say, wait till Apostle Tahar gets a hold of him. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to give you my opinion, what I think it means. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, kind of shaky. I don't know. But what I think it means is either Tahar is getting spiritual power or and my brother told me, he's like, maybe Tahar's going to get spiritual powers. And, you know, I told him about the dream. Or that means nobody has an excuse anymore. because that dude was definitely in the world when I stopped talking to him. I stopped talking to him just because he would always want to do drugs. He'd always want to smoke weed. You know what I mean? I don't smoke weed. I didn't smoke weed when I was in the world either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't do it. That's what I think. That's, it might mean that too. Like, nobody has an excuse. So like, if that guy knew about Apostle Tahar, then everybody damn knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows about his Hebrew Israelites. If you know about Apostle Tahar, then you know about the Hebrew Israelites. You know what I'm saying? I think that might be what it means. That guy, because he sold drugs too. You know what I'm saying? If he's in the world and he knows about them, that means, you feel me? Like, don't nobody have an excuse. Everybody knows about the Hebrew Israelites. You understand? That might be what it means. I don't know. But I know I got another scripture in here. I was just gonna do the dream, but I can't make a video without no scriptures. I've learned better than that. Come on now. I learned from GMS after all. Now look. I'm just gonna read the whole Psalms 83 because this is a beautiful psalm. This is Psalm 83 verse 1, Salakia. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they hate thee. They hate that. Oh, you know what? Let me just start again. I'm tripping. Salakia. Keep not thy silence. And I'm just gonna say the name. O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. For they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur is not to be confused with Asher. It's not Asher. It's, those are the Assyrians. Also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, and to Sisera as to Jabin at the brook of Kison, or Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and Zeb, and like Zeb, all their princes as Zebah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai in possession. O my power, make them as a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, they may seek thy name, O Lord Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yet let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, watch that name, are the most high over all the earth. And that's really what I wanted to bring up, man. That video on those incidents is gonna, because it really, that's what's gonna set off persecution. It's gonna take one thing. All it takes is one thing. And I think that's what the dream was showing me, that little protest over there and how they were causing unrest and all that shit. Those agents, they were doing that in the name of Israel, you know what I'm saying? But they were, the media called them Black Hebrew Israelites, which isn't even a damn thing, by the way. But all it takes is one incident, and Esau showed time and time again that they continually set up incidents just so they can further their plot. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, they actually think they're going to prevail, but they're definitely not. Def not. Come on now, you know. And that dream was definitely, you know what I'm saying, an eye opener. You know, as that crafty council, man, they use your own people. They sell your own people to set up persecution. You know what I'm saying? That would have been, you know what I'm saying, if they clashed with the police, that would have definitely sparked that persecution, like, you know, the routing up of Israelites and stuff like that, you know. So yeah. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakwadash. The water Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai for that dream, and shalom.